my name is Kay, and this is my Cave of Possibilities. I have knitting to the left of me, cross stitch over there to the right, and here I am, stuck in the middle with you and Princess. Hi everyone! It's been a fairly productive 2 weeks here that I haven't seen you. I have finished a few things, started a few things, finished another thing, and just kind of floated along happy as can be in my little cross-stitch life. I have worked on some knitting. I may tell you the perils of my knitting, may not show it to you. We'll see. It is here, but it's a thing. Anyway, I have notes today. We may actually remember to read them and get through everything that I thought I would write down before we got started. Princess is here. We'll see if she's a good cat or a disruptive cat today. Either way, it could go either way. I haven't had enough sleep, so I'm probably just going to be tumbling over my words all video long. It's a hazard. So, start with our cross stitch. The first thing I'm going to show to you today is Berry Basket. This is by Primrose Cottage. It was originally released about a year ago in one of their Sip and Stitch boxes, which is a mystery box that they do. And it was released last year, and so this year they released all the patterns for purchase. And I am fighting with the cat. Okay. Now she's down there by the tripod, so we'll see. Anyway, I finished my stitch. Let's get that up close. You can see the white. Oh yeah, it's showing up pretty good there in the viewfinder. So I finished it up. It turned out really good. I was really quite concerned with some of the blues on here when I started stitching it. I wasn't sure that they would show up, but it turns out everything looks, well, regardless of what the camera is telling you, everything looks really quite well. I had my concerns when I first put in the blues for the house if it was going to not go with the fabric very well. I stitched it on a 32 count linen. This is Almost Rain from Dames of the Needle. If I forget to mention it today on any of my other projects, everything is stitched on a 32 count. Everything is stitched 2 over 2. It's kind of my sweet spot. It's really where I enjoy stitching. So this turned out really cute. I haven't decided what I want to do with it. If I want it made into a pillow or framed or what have you. Might be cute as a project bag. We'll see. I could check and see if I can find any whatchamacallit, fabrics that would work really well with the thing. Oh, you're in the way. Okay. Okay. Looks good. Let's move on to project number 2. Oh. And that is from Shepherd's Bush. And this is a pattern called Spring Truffles. Is it on the front? Well, yeah, it's down there in that corner. It's more abundant on the back, but then you get a catch of the pattern. Anyway, so this leaflet has all 3 of the patterns in it. And I bought it as a whole kit. And so it even has the beads and some ribbon to help with the finishing and make everything pillows. And the first one I stitched and completed. Let's see, what's the best way to do this? Let's do it like this. This one, little pillow, is called Buzz into Spring. And I was really worried when I started stitching that the blue of the house and the blue of the linen just wasn't going to work out very well. But it seems to be doing all right now that I've got everything stitched up and the rabbits, well, there is a bunny rabbit button. A bunny rabbit button. My goodness, Princess, can I mess it up anymore? I probably can. Let's see. This one, yep, was really, really fun. I did make one change. The back stitch, Buzz into Spring, was supposed to be done in the same blue of the house, but where I stitched 2 over 2 on the linen when doing the back stitch with 1 as called for, it just blended in way too much. So I swapped that out for this purple, which wasn't called for in the pattern at all. It's one of those 304 something purple, so it's either 3040, 3041, or 3042. I think those are the sort of gray toned purples up there in the 30s. I don't recall which one it was, but it was one of those, and I just grabbed a one piece of floss off of out of the skein that's in my Inspiration by Rosewood Manor. It was in there, so I knew what it looked like, and it turned out really, really cute. This is another one. I'm not entirely sure what I am going to do with it now that it is done. I don't usually do pillows or bowl fillers, as I have the terrible, terrible habit, organizing stuff, of covering every single space I have with just randomness. It's just chaos here. So there's no flat space to put up a cute and neat display. How I envy all of you ladies who have very organized, beautiful, cute displays. I can't quite manage it. It's chaos. There's stuff everywhere. Stuff, 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 stuff. Anyway, so I finished that one. I think that one was in progress last time you showed it. And then my next project, let's put this right here. All right. The next project that I worked on was Spring is in the Air. This is a pink of some sort. When I was up to Shepherd's Bush and bought this kit, I just bought everything, so it had the finishing bits, the flosses, the buttons, and the pre-cuts of fabric. So this called for a 32 count pink of some sort. I'm going to drop it. I'm not entirely sure what the name of the pink is, but there it is. This turned out super cute. Did I have any notes on this? Nope, I have notes on this. No notes. It was just all called for. And that was a really fun and simple stitch. Put that there. And then the last one is Spring Circle. Which way is up? This way is up. Ducky is up. Duck is up. Duck, duck, up. So here we go. With that super bright green lime. I mean, that is about as spring, as green as lime, like, you know, super young grass of a fabric. So I stitched all those as called for, with the called for buttons and the called for flosses, since it did come in the kit. As mentioned, I just bought the kit when I was up at Shepherd's Bush. This was originally released in 2015, and I know I purchased it shortly after it was released, so it's been hanging around the house for quite a while. I wasn't sure if I was going to do the green one because the green fabric really didn't appeal to me, and I just kind of meh. But in the end, I decided to go ahead and stitch it so the entire kit would be done, dusted, and I could reshelve the flosses that I had bought in with everything else. Reshelve is a weird word, isn't it, to be using with flosses. And looking at my notes, I think that is everything that I have to say about spring trifles. So, since I had completed 2, that means there was room for another couple of, oh, that's magneted to the back, that's why that is. Another couple of sort of smalls, just the things that I work on during the week when I'm not working on Lady of the Flag. Hang on while I grab a backer board. Look, you guys, I got a wee backer board. I have joined the Cool Kids Club. This is one of those design boards from Lori Holt, Riley Blake. Here we go. So now, this is from the A Little Mystery. This was one of the bonus patterns in A Little Mystery that I stitched up, oh, you know, about a month and a half ago. Well, okay, maybe more than a month and a half, maybe 3 months. Anyway, I got it framed, it's hanging on my wall. But this was with bonus stitch. It's going to say, make today count. I kind of like that phrase. I finished the Make Today Count from Hands On Design, which was our Stitch West project in October of 2024. Anyway, so this was there. I have, well, I need to move up. I've, well, finished the middle line between today and count, and then move the fabric a little bit more so that I can do the make, and there's a couple of Ohio stars there that need to go in the corner, and then it will be all done. I'm pretty sure this will only take one more day of stitching for it to be finished up with. This was a, oh, let's tell you what this is. This is, the fabric is Whimsy. It is by Picture This Plus, and the D is the middle start where I started, and I had some serious questions about what I was doing with my fabric choices when I started that. I was not sure at all about that purple D on the purple fabric. Also, the bluey color there on in count is, it's called light teal. Light teal? I don't know. It's kind of dark for a light teal. Anyway, this is super cute and is coming along quite nicely. I don't really have the a picture to show you of the finished project since it's a bonus bonus pattern. It's in A Little Mystery, the second pattern, and it is the bonus pattern in that. I'm thinking that I might circle back around and stitch the bonus pattern that is in the third part of that series. And I can't remember what it is called off of the top of my head. I think it's something like don't let yesterday take up too much of today. I think that's the saying. Anyway, it's cute. I have a nice yellow angel hair week starry work scrap that I think it'll fit on, since it's only about 50 stitches wide and maybe 70 or so stitches long. So a little scrap will do it just fine. Have you come to help? Have you come to help? Let's turn over the thing. All right, my last, okay, no, my next small that I have been working on is Wilhelmina. She was super popular a few years ago when she was released in 2018. Plum Street Samplers, and this is the first Plum Street Sampler I have ever done. Let me, shall we use the, you're in the way. You're in the way. Yes, you are in the way. Okay, here we go. So I got Miss Wilhelmina all the way done, along with her very big hill. And I'm just kind of working on the flowers around here. I will have to move the hoop at some point, a little bit up and then a little bit to the left and the right of her to get all the bits done. You'll notice that my flowers are purple. And over here, they're pinky and yellow. That's Shepherd's Bush has a conversion for it. I happened to see on their wall one time when we were up to Shepherd's Bush as my knit group. We rode the train from Provo up to Ogden and then walked the couple of blocks from the Ogden train station over to Shepherd's Bush. And they had closed the shop for my little knit group, and we had fun just shopping, our little knit group, just us. Anyway, I bought this, bought the conversion, and here we have started it. This is a 32 count wisteria linen. This is from redthicket.com. If you don't see it available on her website, just message her and she will be happy to dye you up what you need in several sizes of linens and several sizes of Luganas and whatnot. Anyway, she's really cute. Maybe a handful more days before she will be done. There is some 1/1 stitching called for in the pattern, And I did part of that for the eyes on Wilhelmina. She's got Terminator sheep eyes right now. See the mean squinty sheepy? Maybe you can't. I think I'll probably use a French knot for her eyes. I did not enjoy doing the 1 over, even though it was like only 5 stitches. Not 5 stitches of 1 over, but you know, 5 regular size stitches. And there's like a 1 over B and a 1 over heart, and I'm just not going to do them because I don't feel like it. So take that. All right, my last work in progress is my Lady of the Flag, and here she is. All of the primary stitching for her has been completed. I'm just going to stand up so I can peer over the top and see what you guys are seeing. Anyway, so I finished up the top of the flag, hadn't been done last week, or her torch and the top of her hand. I hadn't gotten that done yet. And then down here, other side, too far, here we go. That little wing of her dress I hadn't done quite yet. So I got the wing of her dress all done. Up, up, up. There you go. She is ready to go. She's got all the primary stitching done. So I finished that up on Saturday. Usually she gets stitched on Saturdays and Sundays, but I wanted to have her out of the hoop and kind of pressed a little bit so you could see where I was at with her. I'm trying to decide how I want to bead her. On Sunday I took all of her beads out of the the little Mill Hill clamshells where if you don't open it just right you end up with beads all over the place. So I took those out of that and put them in, I have little jars, screw top lid. They work really quite nicely, except if Princess is being helpful, and then sometimes she steps on them and then I end up with beads all over the place anyway. I think that's just a common occurrence with beads. At least once you're going to end up with beads all over the place. Anyway, trying to decide how I want to bead her. I know I could do the top half easily in the nurge that I've been using, but after that I'm not sure what I want to do. In the past I've just used my regular old 5-inch spring tension hoops to do the beading, because you can really place where you want to put the hoop on top and make sure that the beads aren't strained or stretched too much around them if you have to put it in a place where there are a lot of beads. So that's helpful, but that's how I've done it in the past, but I'm kind of iffy on do I want to do that again this time. I've pulled out my, I think it's Nymo, my beading thread. It suggests the YLI invisible thread, and I do have some of that, but let me tell you what, that stuff is squirrely. It just wants to twist, and it's not that it wants to twist and turn all over the place. I find it's really hard to get my tension just right so that my beads aren't too loose, because if they're too loose then they fall over once framing, which is what's happening over here with my Gypsy Mermaid. Even though it's pulled tight and tensioned, the tension with the string for the beads is sometimes too loose, and so they're kind of falling and drooping every which way. And I think I'm going to definitely go through each bead twice to try to help with that. On the same token, you don't want to pull your thread between your beads too tight, because then when your framer goes to stretch your piece to have it framed, sometimes if the bead thread is too tight, there's not enough flex there for them to stretch, so you end up with weird puckers all over the place where your beads are sitting. And that was a random aside. So we're thinking about how we want to go about doing the beads for Lady of the Flag. I've thought about putting her on my Stitchmate right here to do the beads, and use a little bit of quilt batting to cushion the beads as I roll the scroll bars up and down. The only problem is my scroll rods that are sized for a fat quarter are up on my Celtic Christmas, which is what I'm going to work on next after I finish Miss Lady of the Flag. And I don't want to pull Celtic Christmas off of those right now because she's set on them really quite nicely. I do have some rods that are quite a bit longer than she is, so I'm kind of thinking about it, debating, trying to decide what I want to do. So that's really what's up in the air. She's looking so good. It took me forever to figure out how I wanted to deal with her nose, and in the end I don't think her nose is perfect, but it's going to do because I put it in and I took it out, and I put it in and I took it out, and I put it in and I took it out, and I finally said, well, that's about as good as it's going to get. I give up. I picked up one thing from the framer, and this is my winter pansies that I finished two or so ago. So winter pansies is all finished and ready to go. I usually have them put her under museum glass, low reflection museum glass. You can see some reflections there when you angle it just wrong, but so there she is. We did a really simple frame, so it kind of looks like a window, sort of, was the thought process there. And then I have some clear spacers underneath the frame. I'm pointing with the hand that's off. Anyway, clear spacers underneath the frame so that the glass doesn't touch the pansies. And we did quite a large reveal from the stitching to the side because I thought the fabric was really beautiful and did want to show a little bit more of that than what I normally do when I have something framed. So yay! Major accomplishment right there. Have to decide where I want to have her framed. There's about 3 or 4 more things that I want to have framed before I finish laying out where everything goes on my walls. Okay, well, I'm feeling brave. So we'll pull out the my knitting project. This is a habitation throw. The design is by Helen Stewart of Curious Handmade. And you will see this space right here is the end of my row. This, oops, is all I've got left. I lost at Yarn Chicken for that row. Oy vey. It's usually not that big a deal since I'll just do a little bit of a Russian lace join where you loop your yarns over each other like this and then weave them back into each other. It forms a really strong connection there and usually makes maybe 3 to 4 of your stitches a little bit fatter than what they normally would, but it's really hard to tell what it is. So I'm not too worried. I can do a lace join with these. I'll probably back up about 5 stitches or so just to get me some more maneuvering room. But the problem is when we did the new paint and the new carpet, moved everything out and moved everything in, I cannot find my darning needles for fingering weight fabric. I can find my fat ones for worsted and DK weight, so I can't find my needles for the smaller, the fingering weight things. So I haven't got anything that I can like really thread my yarn through to weave it back in on itself. So that's a thing that I am going to have to go and figure out. But here are my colors so far. This is what I've just finished off. This is a color that one of the gals at Knit Group dyed for herself and gave out at Christmas time. And then from here on down is a gradient set that I just put together all of my scraps. You can see all those weird long tails all over the place. That's where I did lace joins as I was coming along, doing my thing, trying to get my blanket done. I have the next color that I want to put on this. Oh, good heavens. Oh, good heavens. All chosen out, selected. So I'm ready to go. If I could just find my appropriately sized darning needles so I can weave that in and get my next little bit of yarn connected and finish up. It's like 20, it's about 30, 35 stitches there that I need to get to the end of my row. Anyway, so there is that. Are we doing anything else? We are not doing anything else. June is a pretty slow month at work. We just start sports camp registrations is the primary thing we're doing. We're doing a lot of FSRI registrations in the building, but we don't really have anything other to do with that other than just making sure the tables and chairs and stuff is set up for the kids to come in and register, and then the FSY crew takes care of all the rest of it. Princess is over here doing pretty good. She's purring up a storm, and it's sunshine, it's beautiful, it's June, it was 90 degrees 2 days ago, now it's 75, who knows what the weather's doing. I like it. It's really, really nice. Alright, you guys, I hope you're doing well. I hope the world is treating you all right and you're not letting the stress and the anxiety get the best of you. Remember, there are things that we can do. Write to your senators, be nice, use fully intelligent language to express to them what you think of the job they're doing and what you would like to see happen in your home state. Kindness costs you nothing. One step forward, one step up. Hugs and stitches, everybody. Bye.